I was chomping at the bits, right, because the questions are great, but it's impossible for all of you, no matter how much research you do, to get some of the answers, especially since we're not a public company. So I appreciated all your work because some of the answers are just not there in terms of details that you had to get to. That said, a couple things that were missed. We're the only company that really is not all about FDA and CMS codes, and I would have emphasized that much more. 75% of our costs is in chronic disease management. Huge percentage of our overall costs are in long-term care. A huge issue around, the demographic hump that we have for the next 40 years, not even 20 years, as people become 85, baby boomers become 85, the echo generation past them, a lot less kids. So that's really, in terms of how does wireless play into that, it's an enabler to finally connect people together. And it's not just enough to have the provider and the doctor. To reduce costs, you have to empower the people already taking care of these folks, which are the family members, neighbors, friends, extended family. Those folks are paying money. If you look at advertisements on TV today, you see reverse mortgages now everywhere. The reverse mortgages are there so the elderly could pay for services like home care, independent living, assisted living, which are all what we call private pay. And in Germany, they call it secondary health care. It really is health care. So that's one thing. In terms of strategy, I'm glad you didn't say yes to an acquisition. And I'll just observe that the winning team worked with Independa. That's good too. Our job as a company is to really not be the hardware, not be a decision maker and who's going to win out. It's really to be the enabler of the cloud, particularly for the elderly. And I think if you would have emphasized that part of why wireless is so much more important, 5 years ago it wouldn't have happened. In 5 years from now, I think we'd all agree it'll be pretty normal to say, how do we use technology to take care of the elderly? And so wireless is a key component of that because there's so many different players that can play a role, reducing costs, improving outcomes, and most importantly, keeping the elderly happy and safe where they want to be.